All right. I think I got it all working. I think it's looking good. What's up, folks? Here I'm again, doing some good old edits. Normal stuff, nothing crazy here, but you know, I gotta get through these edits, so just hanging out. Uh-oh. Where's my focus? How's everybody doing today? I gotta try and finish up some of these portrait sessions because you don't want people waiting for too long for photos, so. Stephanie's editing as well. Awesome. We're just gonna hang out, edit together, chat about some good old stuff. We got this storm coming through here. Whatever that hurricane is. The hardest thing here is going to be figuring out which photos I want to like keep. I'm doing my day job. I remember those feels. Yeah. I don't know how to say this hurricane's name. Yeah, we should be fine here. We're pretty inland, so for the most part we get like rain and hopefully not some flooding. Tennessee's expected to get the aftermath. Wow. Oh, you know what? I need to mark these as 5-star. I just cooked some ribs this morning because it was my first time. I smoked them yesterday and I totally like overcooked them, so I wanted to try again before this storm came in. So we pretty much had ribs for breakfast. Wow, Jersey has a tropical storm warning? Maybe it's actually worse than I thought it was gonna be. I haven't been keeping up with the news. But yeah, I literally just I was like, let me do these ribs because we had the meat and it was already thawed and I didn't want it to like just sit there for the next couple of days since it's gonna be raining. So I was like, let me hit these ribs real quick. Man, these GFX files are so good. Hey John, just discovered you a week ago. Keep up the amazing content. Thank you so much. Belgium in the house. Ribs for breakfast. Round 2 was actually pretty good. I don't know if I have a picture of it. They were still a little overcooked in my like opinion and how I liked them, but they were actually good this time. Like the first time they were a little bit like just straight up crispy. This was round 2 if it wants to focus. Yeah, sorry for all the vegans out there. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. It's fun trying grilling and stuff. Up north, I used to be in Jersey. I was in Lyndhurst, good old Lyndhurst, New Jersey. Yeah, those ribs were pretty good. So I'm not gonna 2x3 this. I'm just gonna keep it since I was. Oh, 5-star you. Wayne, New Jersey, nice. New Jersey in the house. Yeah, I've been away from Jersey now for what, 3 years at this point, nearly. Yeah, the amount of detail in the GFX is just so good. Maybe I'll be able to afford one at some point. Tom's River, yep. My daughter at one point started like picking up a Jersey accent, and I was like, no. Because both of my kids, so I have 3 kids, but 2 of them were born in New Jersey. And I was just like, what are these accents? No. So I'm not a retoucher extraordinaire, but sometimes when the dark circles are a little bit too much, I'll just come in here and kind of clean them up a little bit. That actually didn't help too much though. Bring this side over too. If I can. Hello, John. What do you say to your clients when they ask what happens if you are ill on a wedding day? So there's a couple of things I usually talk about, but the biggest thing is I just let them know that I have other photographers who are like on call basically, and that I have a wide network of different photographers that I can call upon. Now, the biggest thing I do talk about with them is I shoot a lot of weddings by myself. But I let them know that like having a second photographer is probably the best insurance you can have, because you have another photographer who's already like slated to be at your wedding. So I'll let them know that like that's the best point of a second, because I usually get people who I really trust. So I just talk to them about that basically. But that's the biggest thing. Just ensure them that you like have a plan, like that you at least, it's something that you've thought about. I think that's really what couples want to know. Not that you're just going to be like, I don't know, I've never been sick, you know, like that doesn't help, because they're like, yeah, great, that doesn't really make me feel good about my wedding day. I like this one a lot. Hello, John. What do you say to kind of? Oh yeah, I did that already. Oh yeah, I got the question. Yeah, I answered the questions. Man, Frontier Airlines is thirsty. They're like, you guys trying to fly, please? At the moment, I offer a backup option where I book another photographer just to be on call. Ooh, that's actually that's a pretty good. I don't do that myself. That's a good little plan, honestly. Actually, yeah, that's a really good, because you can mark it up too and make a little bit of money. So basically, like, offer another photographer, like, oh wow, look how in there the GFX is. I can see her added eyelashes. That's insanity. There's too much detail in the GFX. Too much. Yeah, you can see the whole thing. But yeah, that's actually thanks, Aaron, for the great idea, because I'm probably gonna start doing that myself. Be like an extra $1,000 for an on-call photographer. And then pay the photographer like $300, $400 just to be on call. And then if they actually have to come out and do the shoot, they can get the rest of the $1,000 or whatever. Yeah, that detail. Cause this is 1-to-1. That's crazy. You only charge $100 for the backup. See, the reason I would do just the full amount is mainly because if they ended up actually needing the secondary photographer, I don't want it to turn into like me losing a whole bunch of money because I had to pay someone else out. And I like to pay people anyway. So if I'm taking your time and being like, yo, you have to be on call, so you know, on whatever day you have to be ready, so basically they have to sit at home and do nothing, then I feel like it's my responsibility to at least give them money for that. So I would definitely charge a pretty decent amount for it. And it basically is like wedding day insurance for them. So I don't think it would be too bad to charge that much. Oops, not teeth whitening. We want you skin smoothing. It's a little too much. Yeah, that's better. What's the first step you take with potential clients who inquire with you via social media DMs? So DM people who get in touch with me, I let them know either 2 steps. I'll ask them for their email so I can put them in like the official pipeline of using HoneyBook and stuff like that. Or I will just, I'll ask for their email, or I will just ask them when they can meet and go from there and then get their email later. But generally it's always asking for the email first, because that's the main thing. I want to be able to put them in the pipeline so that I can like have them with the rest of my clients and they won't get lost. Because basically right now the way things work is if you're not in my calendar and stuff, you pretty much don't exist. So I have to really like stay on top of making sure I get everyone's email and get them in my HoneyBook pipeline. Because if not, then I'll forget, and then they'll be like, hey John, what happened? And I was like, oh dang. John, do you think you ever asked, do you regularly have 2 shooters or just you all by yourself? I do most of my weddings by myself. Like the majority of my weddings I do by myself. And I talk to all my couples about why they may or may not need a second. But I do also let them know it's just extra insurance, and usually they're just like, yeah, we don't need a second. I'm like, cool, that's fine. But you know, just realize if something happens to me, we're gonna be like jumping around trying to figure out what we can do. John, what's your favorite anime? Oh, goodness. That is such a hard choice. I'll give you some of my favorite animes, like animes that I love to just go back and rewatch. So I'm a huge fan of Death Note. I love Death Note. Also stuff like Fooly Cooly and Samurai Champloo. Those are like some of my top favorites. I love to go back and rewatch those all the time. Stuff I'm watching right now that may not be my favorite. I've been trying to get through Boruto. It's all right. It's kind of hard because it doesn't have all the high stakes that Naruto had, but My Hero Aka is really cool. I'm a fan of that. There's just too many. What was that one? What's that one with the like that, the Holy Grail Wars and all that? I'm forgetting the name, but that one's cool too. But yeah, there's too many animes. I really loved Ava. I was huge on that when it came out. Actually, y'all can't see it. Can you see it? Yeah, all my anime back here in the back. And down in that little corner right here. Oh, actually, it's cropped. Y'all can't see it. Trinity Blood, I have not seen that. First time here, probably answered before, but what percentage of your workflow would you say is Photoshop? 10%? Yeah, it's definitely like, probably even less. It's probably like 5. Yo, everything is overexposed. I thought it was like not gonna be bright at all today, and then the sun came back out. It's still raining. Yeah, I still have all of my my old school Ava DVDs. Got the whole series. I was all about Ava. I got the 2 old movies too. I don't have any of the new stuff. Oh, I got Samurai X on DVD, which is good. Always gets me in my feels. That Honeybook workflow is fantastic. My wife and I each have account access with our own setup to manage photo and video. Nice. Yeah, that stuff it's huge. It makes such a big difference. Actually, I'm about to just close these up because they're shining in my face too much. I'm so happy I asked about anime. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Like, I don't really watch a lot of TV. If I am watching TV, it's usually anime. Other than that, I'm playing video games or watching anime. There's really no in between. So, but yeah, I'm just kind of going through these photos, seeing which ones I like. Yet again, this was the GFX versus the XT4, so a lot of the shots are very similar. So anything that stands out, I'm kind of pulling. Nothing too special here. We'll throw that one in there. Just came in to congratulate you on becoming a Fuji ambassador. Thank you so much. I'm still kind of in awe that I'm even a Fuji ambassador, so it's cool stuff. Let's 2x3 this one. Oh no, what did I do? Just copy over these settings. What else have I been watching? I'm trying to think. But yeah, Death Note was my jam. I loved that anime so much. Okay, let's see. How many 5-star? 38 photos. Hi John, the 23 f2. I know it has better focus than the older lenses, but is the depth of field an issue? Also, how do you set up autofocus for the bridal procession? Yeah, so the background separation, it's definitely a personal choice. I know a lot of other photographers that I know who also shoot Fujifilm. They like and rather have the 1.4. Because they like that separation that they're getting. Whereas for me, honestly, it's like negligible, and I like having better focusing and knowing that my photos are gonna be sharp without any issue. Like, I know they're gonna be sharp because it's f2 on a crop sensor, so. So for me, I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it at all. Some other folks are not a big fan of it. And then when you have someone procession in, basically what I like to do, let me get a camera for y'all. I got some secrets I can't show y'all right now, so give me 1 second. All right, so when I have someone processing in, what I usually do, and I tried to show this before, I don't know how well it's gonna show up on the thing, but if this decides it wants to focus, so I change, oh, I got my face detection on. I change to the zone focus, so zone kind of like that. And then I do autofocus C, so AFC on the front there. And then that gives me a good range for when they're walking in. The autofocus is actually really good. Oh, I don't have SD cards in there. But that's pretty much what I do. And because the buttons can get to it easily, it's just like kind of there. Yeah, secrets I can't show y'all. I can't show you right now. Tell us the secret. I can't do it, y'all. I'm sorry. You'll see soon enough, though. We got Italy in the house. Thanks, y'all, for hanging out. Thanks, everybody. But yeah, I want to get all these models some photos. See if we can sync settings from this other one. We got British Columbia, BC in the house. Hey John, I've recently picked up an X Pro 3 and I have to say I love your channel. Awesome, thank you so much. I have not yet shot with any of the X Pro series, so I'm kind of interested to see how they work and everything. My biggest thing is I don't like the rangefinder format because I've never shot on a rangefinder style camera. So that's my only issue with them, and that's also why I've never used them, but one of these days. One of these days. That's fair, yeah. Because I've heard they're pretty beastie cameras. It's just the form factor for me. Because it's the same thing, like the GFX 50R is so affordable. So like if you do want that medium format, like that camera's definitely the way to go. But I don't like the rangefinder. Like I don't like it. And that's literally the only thing holding me back. Maybe we'll black and white this one. But yeah, I'm trying to plan a whole bunch of photo shoots this week. Trying to get that content in. Have you ever used the 50 to 140? What are your thoughts? I haven't. I actually have never used any of the Fuji zoom lenses, because I just shoot prime only. So I'm still trying to get used to shooting. I'll take both of these. Shooting zoom lenses. So maybe I'll try one soon, but yeah. You don't like shooting with a brick? Yeah, I held the GFX 50R once at some kind of convention somewhere. And yeah, it's definitely just like a big block. I don't know if I'm tired or what. I got a headache. Life with kids, you like never get sleep. Trying to call a couple down real quick. But yeah, I'll probably work with this model again. She was cool. She was fun to work with. Attribute 5 stars. Okay, hold on. I see why I haven't been outdoors in 5 months. My allergies are just coming. Yeah. And it's the worst too. There's just like so much going on, and then you got allergy season. It's like everything. Everything at once. Sometimes I'll whiten the teeth just because the white balance has everything looking too orange. So it's like her teeth are fine, but since everything else looks so orange, it just makes sense to go ahead and whiten the teeth a little bit. And I mean, I needed the orange for her skin tone. I just didn't want it to affect her teeth so much. So these are all XT3 shots. Yet again, that GFX, it just comes down to how much resolution do you want and need, and a little bit more background separation. Because other than that, the XT3 looking good. Christina in the house, hello, welcome. Congrats on being a Fuji ambassador. Is that something they reached out to you for? Something you applied for? How did it come about? So what happened with the Fuji ambassador? First off, it's definitely something I've been looking into for the longest time. And Fuji always seemed very close-lipped about how people became ex-photographers and things that, oh, this is the XT3? I thought that was the GFX. So recently they made their statements with all the stuff going on with Black Lives Matter and things, and they were like, be a collaborator with us. And I signed up for that, and they chose, I think, 5 collaborators, and I actually didn't make it in. And another photographer who I know, and she knows that I'm like extra Fuji guy, like all I ever talk about is Fuji. She saw that I didn't make it and was like, this is unacceptable. So she actually emailed Fuji on my behalf. She didn't ask me, she just emailed herself. And they saw that, and also obviously looked into me and my work and what I'm doing online, and they were just like, yeah, because basically sometimes y'all have to realize that getting someone else's word in for you is better than you yourself being like, hey, look at me. So yeah, after that they hit me up because they were already in the process of trying to do this new Fuji creator thing. So after that they basically hit me up and we had a meeting. It was me, the photographer who emailed about me, and Fuji, and we had a meeting and stuff, and it kind of went from there, and here I am. I don't know if y'all saw Reggie made it in too. I'm so excited. So excited for Reggie. Because me and Reggie, I don't know if you've seen his channel, but we became kind of cool YouTube friends just a while ago. When we were starting, we were about at the same level of YouTube, like as far as subs and all that stuff. Here's his channel coming up. But yeah, it was just like, it was really cool to have him in there too. So now we're like in there together. We're like, yeah, got the whole Fuji folks up in there. Watching your live streams have helped me with editing melanin skin. Awesome. I don't know how tempering with temp and orange saturation helps. Yeah, the orange is the problem, I think. Not like the problem, but like our skin sits in the like, especially the lighter browns. So like my skin tone or this model's, we sit very much within that orangish, and it's easy to make people way too orange and not that like kind of golden brown. France, I can't read it, but hello, welcome. I mean, yeah, everyone's skin tone sits in that orange range. It's just when your skin is already in that closer to orange, it's harder. It's the same way as like how the Portra film was made more so for lighter skin, because it brings out more of the warmth in the skin. But if your skin already has a lot of orange tones to it, you just make people look mad orange. French translation, hello from France. Thank you for that translation. Okay, this is pretty good. This is 50 photos. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and I can go back through and kind of cull through some stuff. Let's see, where's that other shoot? Here we go. I need to finish this one up as well. Congrats on becoming an ambassador and welcome to the club. Oh, ambassador in Swiss. Yeah, Fuji. I want to go to Switzerland so bad. I think my wife has citizenship, or if anything her mom does, but that's cool. Welcome. More Fuji friends in the house. I'm about to actually, let's go find your website. Show off some of these Fuji friends. Where's the post? Here we go. So here's Fuji's official post about all the new ambassadors and creators. I'm so excited too. So Chanel, I know her, I met her at a conference, so that was really cool seeing that she got in there as well. She made the first, when they did their collaborators, she made it into that. So she also upgraded into a creator, because now Fuji's doing that 3-tier system. So it's collaborator, creator, and then X photographer. Which I think, yeah, Christine is grooving. I think they're gonna start opening applications for the X photographer as well. So I may sign up for that because that's like the top. You're an X photographer. So we'll see if I can get into that, see how that works out. There's me. I think I know Julie too, actually. Now that I'm looking at her. Oh, Jonas Peterson? Wasn't he already Ugh. So good. I think I went to a workshop where he spoke at. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. My favorite photographers, they made it in here. Forged in the North. Oh yeah, the boy Kurth. I kind of know Miles from Association. There's Reggie, yeah, YouTube bros. Congrats on being a Fuji ambassador. Thank you so much. Here's Forged in the North. So I know them personally as well. It's so good, so good. I love their stuff so much. So good. John, we talked before on a live stream about lenses for Fuji, but I just got an X-T4 graduating pharmacy school. Congrats. And I'm so hyped, but I need a full settings tutorial. Oh yeah, so the X-T3 Fuji tutorial that I did is definitely helpful, but there are some things in the X-T4 that's a little bit different. I'm looking in the wrong place for our X. Yeah, Jonas Peterson. I definitely know him or have heard of him. Where is Switzerland? There we go. Here he is. Till in the house. Fuji X photographer. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. That's like really cool. Gear layout X-T3 35 f1.4 16.1.4. The 200. Let's go. 16 to 55 51.40. Oh, this is so good. I love concert stuff. So good. So good. Oh, nice. Oh, man. Thank you for that super chat. Congrats. Just finding out you became a Fuji ambassador. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm in there. I love all the lights and stuff. And look at the grain. Till, if you're still in there, is this the grain from the ISO? Because that's one thing I love about Fuji too, like the ISO grain looks really good. Like it looks like a film grain. It doesn't just look like digital noise, which is really cool. We'll pop this to the side, and if he's still in here, we'll get that answer in a moment. Yeah, so let's copy. So this session, this is all GFX 100 stuff. It's luminance gain, not chroma, which makes it a lot different aesthetically. Yeah. Yeah, it's from the noise. Yeah, the Fuji noise looks so good. Like it really still has a film aesthetic to it. That 1:1 get all the way up in there. When should you charge or change your white balance during your shoot? So white balance is always the most important with white balance is if you're trying to shoot Kelvin is keeping the skin tones looking right. So if your camera is ever like making things just look too blue because it thinks that's what it should be, but their skin tone is just looking totally off, warm up your photo. Because yet again, we're shooting it raw, so you can get in there and change up whatever you need to. And it's easier saving skin tones when they were warmer in the first place. Because when they're cooler, like, there's just not enough warmth information saved to the camera. So yeah, you're editing raw, but I don't know, it's just not the same. There's something about it just doesn't look right. So yeah, that's what I do. I'll typically shoot auto white balance unless the skin tones start looking wrong. When the skin tones start looking totally wrong is when I'll switch to Kelvin and make the skin tones at least look pretty good. I think I missed a question from Aaron. Yeah, sorry for all the questions, but do you take deposits for wedding? Not sure if it's just me, but I feel guilty taking non-refundable deposits. So I do take deposits. For me, I've always had a mentality of just making sure people take stuff seriously. Especially when I started, I would do sessions sometimes and people just wouldn't show up. And it's like, no, I'm not gonna come out and show up and then you're just not gonna show. You're gonna pay me some money so that we both know that yes, you're gonna show up because you paid me money already. Wedding is the same way. And my deposits, they're also non-refundable, but I also have a very human approach to things. So even with everything that's going on now and people rescheduling and stuff, in crazy circumstances, I will refund that. On the contract, it doesn't say that. So couples are going in there basically with good faith. But then with, something happens, I'll come back to them and say, hey, this situation is like totally different. And then I'll refund them all, if not some, depending on the situation. And I know yet again, that's not the best approach to business, but I think it's the best approach to people. So yeah, that's how I've been approaching it most of the time. And that's like, I've never had that. Like this year's the only year where I really had to deal with that. Loving these chill streams. Thank you so much. How to stay motivated with video work? What's your method? It's hard for video stuff because I just like making videos. A lot of it is just making videos just to make them, and being inside the timeline and being like, this is mad fun. That's what helps me. But I know the thing I have the hardest time with is product reviews. I don't know why, those are like stressful for me, and I don't get stressed easily, so that says a lot. Just that added pressure of like, someone gave you something for free, now you have to make a video, you gotta make it. And then I'm like, I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm definitely extra. I like my stuff to look really good for no reason. So I'm always like, oh no, I gotta make it so good. And it's just like a product that it doesn't even matter. Like, they'd be happy if you just made a video and like, this thing's great, I used it, these things are kind of bad, this thing is kind of good, there it is, boop, bada, boop, boop, and then be done. And that's literally all they want from you. But I'm like, okay, I gotta make a cool intro, and I gotta make sure that it's just like I don't need to do all that, but whatever, I do it to myself. I'm sorry. Very stoked to hear that you're ambassador status. Yeah. Your work helped me decide to upgrade to the XT3, which would be here Wednesday. Dope. That's exciting stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, no, it's really cool, y'all. I'm hoping too, being an ambassador is gonna turn into being able to do some photo shoots and things with you all. Maybe some photo walks or something. It's sad that travel's kind of all over the place right now because especially like, remember earlier this year I was gonna do like an in-person workshop in New York, and then yeah, that didn't happen. So we'll see how stuff continues to go, but that's kind of my plan, is to start doing like more in-person stuff, like workshops or photo walks or something. I'd love to do like a real scenario photo shoot type of thing. So rather than it being like a fun style shoot in a beautiful room, just be like, here's a hotel room. What do you do when it's the start of your wedding day and you're just in a, you know, ugly looking hotel room? Like, how do you handle dealing with that? Or a hotel room that's mad small, you know, that kind of stuff. When you are not shooting, what are you doing? So I'm either hanging out with the family. I got 3 kids and a wife, so it's a lot. Playing video games. Video games is probably the top thing I'm doing. It's my main kind of go-to all the time. Even now that I'm on PC right here, so you know, got my Epic game launcher and all that stuff. Just picking up Death Stranding, kind of checking that out, you know, Ooblets, the good old stuff. And that's mainly it. Reading a little bit, you know. I do a little bit of drawing, kind of trying to get back into it. So it's Apple Pencil and all that good stuff. That's pretty much it. Trying to get back into working out. I used to be a gym rat for a while, but I stopped. So you should do a real wedding workshop. That's something I'm planning on. This year kind of like tanked all that and made it stop for a moment, but it's definitely something I've been planning on. Will you do another edit your photos? Yes, I've been planning to do that. And actually what I really want to do, since I'm on the edge of getting the Capture One version, is I want to do another edit your videos in Capture One at some point. Actually, since you brought that up, let's go ahead and let's try and get some photos right now. Let's do it right now. Sorry, but I have to go. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good day. File request. Copy link. Awesome. So this is just for Lightroom. The Capture One version is not done yet, but when it is done, I'll definitely do one. So if you all want to have your photos edited by me on the stream one day, submit them to that link I just put in the chat. Y'all can jump in there and get your photos edited. But yeah, throw some raw files in. Any camera system is fine because the natural fills works on everybody. Let's crop this in a bit. I stopped down to try and get both of them in focus, but this is still not enough. I was at like F8. She's still kind of out of focus. Yeah, the Capture One preset is almost done. I'm real close to it. Just a heads up if anyone is interested, Luminar 4 is giving out license keys with purchase of specific Fuji bodies. Nice. Luminar is a decent program too. If you're looking into getting into photo editing and you don't want a program that is a monthly thing, Luminar is definitely one of the top contenders of apps you should check out. So that's a good tip. Thanks for throwing that in there, Jeremiah. Man, when that GFX gets that focus, that thing is just like, that thing is in there. It's sharp. The details is crazy. Insanity. Yeah, definitely one day maybe I'll own one. We'll see. It's a little overkill for what I do, but it would be mad cool to have one. I'm not gonna front like I don't want one. New inquiry. Let's see if it's an actual inquiry. Sometimes I get like inquiries that aren't really inquiries. Or spam. Cool. Every time I see the Fuji files, I want to switch back. Oh, Reggie has an ambassador video. I was gonna make one too, actually. Yeah, Reggie. Actually, yeah, I need to make my video. I'll watch that in a minute. Reggie, I'm so hyped. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that he made it in. So like this photo is a great example of where I probably should have Kelvined a little bit. Cause like she is just so, it's not, the photo's not warm enough. But even me warming it up here, it just doesn't feel, the white balance just feels off to me. There we go, we got people submitting photos, cool stuff. I may even mess around with some of the photos right now. So like, look, I might have to warm her up. Cause I feel like the background is good, but she is too cool. Her skin needs some help. She's a little too warm right now still. But that's better than it was. Also too, what I'll do sometimes is like if the skin tone is too warm but the background is still good, is I'll drop the white balance of the whole photo, and now that she's warmed up, it'll bring her cooler and kind of fit in there like that. Yep. Just uploaded some photos. I just go in here and see. How do I? Got some CR2. What's that, Canon? Some good old CR2. I just bought my XT3 last week after watching loads of your videos. Thanks. Awesome. Thank you. I'm hoping you're enjoying your X-T3. I'm definitely a huge fan of that camera. I wanna... let's black and white this one. I feel like for a black and white, this is kind of like, there's like so much going on, but just with the leaves and stuff. Let's see, I think, oh, we got James dropping some photos. Looks like Sony. Yeah, I may go ahead, let me download some of these real quick. Because I need to make a folder for the stuff anyway. Hey, the dude Ben Farmer. Oh, Sir Ben with the Sony files, awesome. So we'll just throw these in here. And we're gonna put them under submission. Yep. Natural feels. Oops. Oh no. 2. No extra copy. Greetings from Germany. Just happened to stumble in. Hello, welcome. So let's import these real quick. Yeah, we got lots of people. We got a RAF. Good old Fuji files. Now that I know it's you, Ben, this almost looks like, it's not, but it looks like a venue in Cary. Wow, this is Sony. Yeah, Sony always, out of all the other cameras that got me kind of like, oh, this thing looks good. Here's that, bam, natural feels. Out of all the cameras, I think it does work best on Sony. Obviously, it was made originally with Fuji in mind, but Sony's like the other one that it works well on. May I ask Gear Lens questions? Yes, ask all the questions. I shoot Canon, but your work makes me tempted to switch. Can't exactly remember which venue it was, but it definitely wasn't. Yeah, this is not the venue I'm thinking of, but it reminds me a lot of it. Just this wall looks very, very similar. I'm gonna get rid of your candle. All right, here we go. Boom. Yeah, this is, oh yeah, and you're at f4. Nice and sharp, looking good. There's the before and after on the natural fills preset. Like right in there somewhere. This is on a Sony file too, because that's, people always ask, I get messages fairly often where people are like, can you use your preset on things other than Fuji? It's like, yeah, I made this to be like a fits-all preset, so that when I'm working with other photographers, like second photographers who maybe shoot on a different system, that all I have to do is like maybe tweak a little bit to match some of the colors of the camera, but the preset keeps everything looking the same. What's the resolution on this file? Here's one from David. He just dropped these in there. This is Canon. What are you using a reflect? This looks like there's a reflector on here. Yeah, there's definitely a reflector on her, or a flash or something. Off-camera flash, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say, there must be a flash or something, because there's that fill. Good little bit of fill flash on there. So there's the natural fills with off-camera flash on a Canon file. I can bring those skies back a little bit too. No reflector, yep. Off-camera flash. These blown out skies. Oh, yes. So every time I had a Sony second photographer, it's the only other camera system that had me kind of like, The files look so good. Yep, Sony files be looking good. But yeah, that's the main thing about my preset too. It's very much something to try, like, to make your editing time not as drastic. Like, you should be able to blow through your photos. Because yet again, I created it in a sense, you know, from and for wedding photographers. And when you're working with a bunch of photos, like, you shouldn't be sitting there like for 50 years editing your photo. You shouldn't. So here's another Canon file. This was from David as well. There's the before and after. And y'all saw I just kind of threw the natural fills on there. I did auto white balance. So when the white balance is kind of off like this, it looks like he was shooting Kelvin. So this is exactly what I was talking about. So you shoot Kelvin to keep the skin tones looking okay. Everything else, yes, is a little too warm. But when you save the skin tones, you have an easier time working with the raw file. So I went ahead and just did auto white balance in Lightroom, which got me to a decent spot. And then I adjust it from there. And that's what I do most of the time. If I have a photo that's white balanced weird, I'll auto it first and see where Lightroom wants to put it and then adjust from there. I'm like everyone else in here, Fuji's looking really good lately. yeah, the X-T4. Now, the only thing that's been weird with the X-T4 and the IBIS is when you make slight movements, you can see in the video it like jerks. It doesn't like smoothly get your IBIS. It's just like. Unfortunately, the lenses don't play nice with video. I mean, they're the newer ones like this 16, the newer focusing systems, they're pretty good. The 23 f2, 16-8, all those are pretty good. But I mean, yeah, they're definitely not the best video lenses. I know a lot of people who do video on the Fuji's manual focus and then, you know, do everything from there on their own, basically. The wobble, yeah, it's like it doesn't smoothly keep the IBIS. It's just like, here it is, it's straight, it's straight, it's straight, it's straight, and it's like, Actually, you know what, this photo would probably be good as a black and white. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I got distracted. What was I doing? I was editing these photos. stabilization in post. Yeah, that's true. I actually haven't used the XT4 with the IBIS off. I should do that actually. That's actually a good point. Cause yeah, it was all warbly. It was like weird. I was like, bro, what is going on? What is the problem here? We got more photos coming through. Oh, I'm still in 240 frames a second mode. Let's turn this off. Where's my IBIS at anyway? Autofocus. The boost mode, I think too. There's a firmware update. I haven't updated it yet either, so. No image stabilization. Oh yeah, I forgot that you could just straight up turn off the IBIS. Oh, look at that duck. How cute. So I think these were the two new ones. Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, those are new too. Y'all got me over here distracted. I was supposed to be editing my own stuff. Extract. I love these travel photos. This is good stuff. Or is that just street photography? Thanks. Love seeing other people edit my stuff. Gotta run. See you later. Thank you for submitting some photos. I'll be doing this stuff again at some point too, in like an official stream for just that. Right now, I'm just kind of messing around with it. This photo is still too green to me. Sony's are very green. So comparative to Fuji, I think Fuji's very magenta heavy, which I like because I'm a very magenta person. Submitted a couple random shots of my kiddos. Awesome. Oh yeah, they just came through. Ever tried a MIDI controller with your knobs and faders for editing? I have not, but music is I have a whole I actually have my keyboard right here, so I could use that. I also am working on a video right now for the tour box. So I don't know if y'all have ever seen this little thing, but that's basically kind of the same as what you're talking about with using a MIDI controller. So I'm working on a video for this right now. I'm almost done actually, so it should be probably the next video going up. But this thing's cool. This is cool little knobs and buttons. Takes a nice little click. Sounds good. It's good stuff. I'm still getting used to it, but so far I've loved using it in Final Cut. That's the place where it works best for me personally. RAF. Good old Fuji. Which camera is this? That was an XA3. But yeah, you see how magenta heavy this is? So like this is almost, I want to pull it back a little bit. Because Fuji file's just been, this needs a 16:9. Boom. I'm looking for an ultra wide angle, wider than current 16 f2. maybe kind of affordable. So I don't know what ultra wides the Fuji system has. I think it's a lens. Isn't there a zoom lens? There's like a 11 to 18 or something. Here's the before and after on that. Let's get rid of the side so you can see it better. But yeah, natural fills is good. You just throw it on there, no big deal. Eight to 16 or 10 to 24. Yeah. Ooh, that 8. That would be hype. Actually, yeah, an 8 to 16. I would probably love that for my ultra wide. Till coming through with all the Fuji info. See, I gotta work on being a Fuji ambassador. I'm not up to par like Till is. Pull these shadows up a bit. Either breaking or no WR. Let's see. Let's go to good old B&H. I don't know anything about those lenses. Rokinon. Fuji. 8. There's a 16 to 80. 10 to 24. 10 to 24 f4. Uh-oh, I got 12 things in my cart. That's a problem. Yeah, 10 to 24 f4. Eight to 16. Dang, but it's a 2.8. That's good. That thing's like $2,000. It's beautiful. 8 would be crazy wide. I don't even, as a wedding photographer, I just don't see myself using that. But it could come in handy for some pretty dope shots. Look at it on there with the grip, looking good. What's that, an XH1? Yeah, gas. Extreme gas! I gotta stop myself. None at the moment, yeah. Not for the cheap. That 8 to 16 is looking good though. So many lenses, I don't need to buy anything more. Here was the before and after on this one. So yet again, and that's the reason why I call it natural feels. It's not really supposed to like change the colors all too much. Just kind of enhance what was already looking. I straightened up the shot too. This last one right here needs to be black and white. This is a very black and white photo. I'd almost crop it in a little too, I feel like. Get my dude here on the rickshaw. Yeah. Yeah. Because there is a lot of nice color, but I don't know, it just feels very black and white. Did I miss something? Are you currently editing others' pics? Where can I submit? Yes, I am editing other people's photos. I wasn't really doing it, but y'all are submitting and I'm just over here kind of doing it now. So let me see if I can get that link for you real quick. Here it is right here. You can submit raw photos there. I will do a stream at some point where I do sit down with all these and just edit them, and that's all I do. But kind of messed around with it now. I like to, when I get new photos, I like to go ahead and edit them. That's kind of my thing. It works out too because then when I finish a wedding, I pretty much am immediately coming in with like a preview for everybody. Get the 10-24 if you need ultra wide angle, and get in addition a Samyang 8mm fisheye. Will save you some cash. Nice. B&H has a bundle on the 23, 35, and 50 f2 lenses. Ooh, that's a good little. I wonder how much it costs. Hey John, just subscribed today. Thank you for the subs. Because your amazing info getting started in your own business. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Christina's my fault. Yep. Everyone started submitting photos and that was the end of it. Since the pandemic, I've been rocking only one body and lens. X Pro 335 f2. I love the 35 f2. Out of all the lenses, if I just had like one little lens to use, the 35 f2 is definitely like my go-to for everything. Okay, let me go ahead and download what's in there right now again. All right, plop. And then it should skip any duplicates. Yep. What camera is this? Canon Rebel T5. Is it the preserve file name CR2? Let's see what this dynamic range looks like. Level. Let's see if we can save the noise a little bit without making it look too smooth. Straighten this up a bit. So obviously this was a hard photo to work with because it was like extremely under, and I think it's a JPEG? Because this is JPEG white balance. It said CR2. But there's a little before and after there. I kind of saved it. It would probably look a little better black and white. Oh, cute. This is definitely black and white. Look at that light. So good. Oh, look at her. Look at the little. I love kids. My wife's gonna poke her head in and be like, "Word? You trying to have more?" Yeah. Anytime you have look at the little bits on the floor. Parent life. We know about that. We know all about that. Cropping on this just a bit. Bring them in center frame. But yeah, all this light, that's black and white. Like, yeah, it would look cool and all in color, but this screams black and white. I actually leveled it up some too. Yeah. There's the before and after. Might even kick up that contrast a little bit. Bring those shadows down. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Is good. I love taking just like at home family whatever photos and making them just look so good. I think Xavier, that was this one, right? Yeah, this is so good. What is this? Oh, the 80 macro. Look at this. What camera was this? XH1. That's so good. What was the 250, 28? Do we get your edits? You know, I didn't do that last time, like export it and send it to people. So good. Look at all the little bits flying. Wow, this is 5,000 ISO? I mean, I guess you can tell, but... Wow. Raw bread. Yeah, food that's... My floors stay dirty. There's no such thing as clean floors when you have kids. So yeah, we could noise reduce a little bit more if we wanted to. Yet again, we don't want too much because then we're gonna get worms, but the 80 macro is nuts. Need to find an excuse to bring it out. I've never owned it. But I probably could use, this would also, I'm gonna make a digital copy. This I think would also be a good black and white. Yeah. I don't know if I like the black and white or the color more. It's a hard choice. Actually, I think the color, because it's like kind of greenish blue back here, and then you have the red to contrast it. I think the color palette of this photo is nice. Either or works though. 80 millimeters, insane sharp. Yeah, I think that's what stood out to me about this photo when I first looked at it. It just looks so crispy, especially at 5,000 ISO. That's good stuff. Look at this duck, just hanging out. Boom. What is this? RAF, also Fuji. Bring up that magenta. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want. Look at that duck. Look at his backlighting. I don't want to bring up the exposure too much, but obviously the sky is like gone, and that's fine. So I would probably do is paint in some shadow save. Where are you? Shadow save plus. So I usually like to use plus because it's just like extra, and then from there I can adjust. Also, when you're like over shadow saving, you can clearly see where you're painting, so you don't have to use the overlay. So I can immediately see if it's how I want things to look. Or if it's like too much, which is kind of too much. Yeah. Once you start pulling all the life out of the hair like that, you know you're taking the shadows too far. Yep, so we're gonna pull that back some. And I think that's about it on this photo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, too much orange. We don't want them looking too orange. I love when kids get to that age where they can finally smile, but they like smile all weird for photos because it's almost like they try too hard for the smiling in the photos. And you're like, cheese, and you're like, just smile, mac and cheese. All these good black and whites. Look at that. So good. Yeah, this home black and white, this is good stuff. This is really, really good. That's some good stuff. Oh wow, we got more submissions. Y'all just in here, y'all too fast. We got some, what's the CR3? That's Canon something. New Age Canon. Y'all messed me up. I'm over here just editing y'all's photos now. Where is it? Extract all. Replace. Uh-oh, did I do it right? There should have been a couple new ones in there. My daughter watched you edit her. Oh, awesome. I hope she liked it. Yeah, what did I just do? I messed up. Good job. Here, let's delete this. But yeah, my little ones are about that age. I'm like 6'3" and then a little newborn. The fun ages. The fun times. There we go. I think this has some of the newer ones in it. Or either I just downloaded the same set of photos and had no idea. Oh no, cool, so there's like 3 in there. Awesome. That's where y'all making bread. Just throwing flour around and stuff. Yeah. Just flour everywhere. What's this? The 1628. Good old 1628. What is CR3? Oh, the EOS R. Ooh. I've never seen these files actually. Yeah, that's solid. Yeah, with the new Canon, all the new Canon stuff announced, if I was still in there with Canon, I definitely would have been upgrading. This looks good. Wait. Are you editing view photos now? Yep, I'm editing viewer photos. It wasn't my plan, but here I am doing it. I'm gonna do it again, but since y'all are submitting now, I'm just kind of doing it while I'm here. It was from the same job. The dough from before was flour. Yep. Yeah, this Canon stuff looks clean. I haven't seen any of their mirrorless camera stuff yet. This is good stuff. Good stuff, Canon. Great job. You want me to send some of the EOS R pictures? Yeah, throw them in there. Let me get that link for you again if you can't remember where it was. Boom. There's the link. Y'all can submit photos there. Here, let's do a live before and after. So this is the base of natural feels just by itself. I haven't touched the photo yet. Just immediate. Obviously the greens are the main thing that I'm really working on. Yeah, that EOS art, this looks good. It's almost oversaturated for my tastes. Actually, let's pull these down. Too much magenta. I can't feel where I want the magenta. Would like to use flash in the flower fight, but didn't want to risk an explosion. You know what? Maybe it needs to be warmed up too. That's what it's looking a little too cool. Yeah, just a little bit. Did I hear something earlier about a preset for Capture One? Yes, I'm working on it. I am almost done. I want it to feel the same way as the natural feels and be able to edit kind of like the natural feels in Lightroom, where it's like you just pop it on and it's good to go. So it's not totally there yet, but it's almost there. So I should be releasing it soon, I'm hoping. Yeah, this is clean. These new Canon files looking good. Here, let's export this one so I can see the full final. Since it's my first time working with these files. Export. I think I have a other folder in general. Yeah, other. Export it full size, 300 ppi. Sharpen for screen, throw it into exposure. I've never had someone edit one of my shots. It's crazy too, seeing someone else and where your photos end up when it's someone else doing it. So what you all are seeing now is my full exporting process, which basically is I'll export the photo. There's no sharpening in Lightroom at all. I export it with some screen sharpening and then I bring it into exposure 4 to sharpen it. So this is how it came out looking without any sharpening, just a little bit of screen sharpening. And then I have a preset inside of exposure which adds grain, the tiniest bit of contrast and sharpening. So I put that on just now. And so now you can kind of see, here's the before and after. So it just makes everything a little bit more crispy and adds a little bit of grain in there for feeling. So this would be the final product. I wanted to say your name. You just said hello, but I'm sorry. What's up? Did see a GFX folder on your computer? How did you like it? I loved the GFX. That's another video I'm working on right now, just kind of my overall thoughts. So I had the GFX 100 for 2 weeks. I shot 3 to 4 sessions with it, one of them being a small wedding. And the GFX highly impressed me. Super impressive camera. And it's surprisingly fast for it being a medium format camera. Is this also Jackie? Yeah. Yeah, these, wow. Canon in here, y'all. It definitely looks like Canon too. That's what's cool. I always love, it's the same thing. So when I worked with the GFX 100, it's like, whoa, 100 megapixels. But it just felt like a Fuji camera. Like it didn't throw me off. It just being like so different. It felt like a Fuji camera. Like it felt like an X-T3 or X-T4 with a grip on it. Obviously just way bigger. This should be auto. This actually might be better black and white. EOS R is only 30 megapixels too, not half bad at all. Yeah, I like this better as black and white. Yeah, that's solid. That looks good. That's some good stuff. I definitely would be on one of these cameras if I was still with Canon. I feel like I would love shooting with Fuji. Yeah, it's very addictive. I mean, I switched from Canon to Fuji, and all it took was me using a Fuji camera one time, and I was like, yep. I'm just uploading an image from my Nikon D850. I've been looking into Fuji, but can't decide if the X-T4 is worth the extra money when only taking pictures. So I would say if you're concerned and you're not sure about the X-T4, the biggest thing going for it is the battery. The battery is insanity. It lasts so long. I'm always surprised at how long it lasts. I bought only 2 additional batteries for it, and at most of the shoots I've been doing, which they are shorter, smaller shoots, I tend to never have to change my battery. So if battery life is a thing for you and you don't want to have to switch your battery all the time, definitely go ahead and get the X-T4. Yet again, I think my personal biggest gripe with it is just the flippy screen. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me with photo. I can't. But you can use it like this and make it into a film camera, which is kind of cool. But yeah, having to, if something's going on and I just want to pop the screen real quick, it's like having to take it out, flip it sideways. I don't know. I can't get with it. I like the little tilt screen better, but just uploaded a couple shots from a couple session I did. Awesome, at the beach. I love beach photos. Your audio's slightly off. Yeah, and I have not been able to figure out how to fix it. It's because the camera is the X-T3, but the audio is like separate. So it's a normal lag thing. One of these days I'll fix it. Yes, heard amazing things about it. Yeah, the battery is good. It's good. Hello from Boston. Good old Boston. I went to school up there. I lived up in Boston for a good 6-7 years. My wife's actually from the Boston area. When I met her, she was living in Cambridge, so I know good old Beantown. I almost went with the X-T4, but the articulation on the X-T3 screen sold me. Yeah, the X-T3 screen for portrait shooters or just people doing stills, in my personal opinion, is better. It's quicker for the kind of stuff we'd want to do as a still shooter. Because as a still shooter, you're either shooting from the eye, shooting from the screen, shooting down low, or shooting side. And the screen just does, even on the X-T30, the X-T30 has that same, bam, and then you can shoot low, bam, and then you can shoot high, it's just, or up, it's just quicker. And then this one doesn't have the side, so that's the only thing with the X-T30. But even just being able to go down and then look down at it like that, and then look up at it, to me that's much better for still shooters. The flippy screen is better for video in general, and it's good. There's stuff that I've been able to do with the flippy screen that I couldn't with the articulating. For instance, I'm not the tallest guy, so sometimes I have to, or if I put someone on stairs or something so they're higher than me, if I want to be on their same focal plane, what I can do is flip the screen straight down like this, and then I can just hold the camera straight up and look at it that way. So there's definitely some advantages to this. So I'm not trying to knock it. I just feel like in most situations, the articulating screen ends up being a better choice most of the time. Especially if it's fast-paced stuff like weddings. To be able to just be like, boom, boom, and then get there, it's much better. Battery life is the only thing I don't like on my X-T3, but it's not enough to issue for. Yeah, and I mean, the X-T3 with a grip on it, in my personal opinion, is great. I shot a whole year, 40 weddings, on XT3s with grips, and I would only have to switch my batteries once I got to reception. So I would have 4 batteries on me. Both my XT3s would make it to reception with 2 batteries basically dead, and then the 1 battery in the body still good. I would swap out the bottom 2 and then go on from there and be fine for the rest of the night. So like, you know, yeah, the battery life's not as great, but it's still good. And if you have a grip on the XT3, you don't need anything else. Let's see, 5D Mark III. Good old 5.3 Mark III. I'm pretty tall, so I do a lot of shooting from down low. Yeah. I have a Sony 6400. What you think for wedding? I guess it would be fine. I don't know. I think a lot of times with weddings, it really just comes down to the body and how usable it is for you. As far as specs and everything, like, I'm very open to whatever, because yet again, I'm over here shooting on crop sensor, and everyone, oh, you can't do weddings with crop sensor. Yes, you can. It's fine. I think the 6400 is about like the XT30, and if the XT30 had more buttons on the back, I would use it for weddings. It would be just fine. I just can't move around on the camera as fast, and the battery life would be a whole ordeal. You'd be swapping batteries all the time, but since you can't use a grip. I love how wide this shot is. What is this, Cali? I'm always so jealous. It's like, oh yay, we're on the beach and the mountains. And it's like, why? Why do you get both? I want both. Mountains are my favorite. I'm not really a beach person, but you know, beach and mountains. I love how wide these shots are. This is so cool. What lens is this? Not a lot of people shoot wide like that most of the time. Oh, Oregon, yeah. West Coast, man. West Coast is always just like beach, mountains, at the same time. Specs wise, pretty much any modern camera will do fine. Yes, very true. It really just depends on how the camera works for you and your workflow. Thank you. And that's the biggest thing. Because everyone's over here harping like, oh, hey, oh. It's the same thing I was saying the other day about autofocus. Like, I don't like to depend on the camera to get the focus for me unless someone's walking towards me or away or maybe to the side or something. Other than that, I'm going to take my single point focus. I'm going to put it where I want it and I'm going to focus. So sitting here nitpicking me like, oh, this is better for focus and that, maybe in a video perspective, but for photo, just line up your shot and get the focus yourself. So like Mark was saying, any modern camera, these cameras are good. It doesn't matter if it's crop sensor or whatever. Think to your style, think to how you like to shoot, and then go from there. And then if we could all do that, we wouldn't be sitting here buying cameras like every two weeks trying to update because we're like, oh, these are so much better than my other shots because I got a new camera that has 2 more megapixels extra than the last one. You know, like, no, it doesn't make a difference. How do you shoot with it? How does it work for you? These are great, y'all. Yeah, this EOS R, ugh, so good. Okay, give me one quick second. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. How do you power your X-T3 from the stream? So I have my X-T3 on the grip. So the grip batteries are in there because it does run through the batteries, but I also have it plugged in. So I have the grip plugged in. They have like little plugs that come with them. So I have that plugged in. The battery still goes down while it's streaming, but it lasts for longer. And then after that, it's pretty much just waiting for the camera to overheat or not, which it should be fine because I'm like right under the air conditioning vent. So yeah, Cali landscape is nice. Exactly. I had some more submissions drop in. We'll hit some of those real quick. I strained it. Y'all in here submitting like all the photos. I strained a muscle in my back, so I'm over here like dying. It hurts so much. This photo here also feels like it should be black and white. Maybe cropping on it a little bit. $3200 ISO. Man, I like never shoot at ISOs like this, but that's good. How dark was it in here? I'm guessing just normal lighting. What kind of cord would I need to tether my X-T3 to Lightroom? I've never done it. It's just a USB-C, and then however it would connect to your computer. So generally it's like a USB-C to USB-A, or USB-C to USB-C if your camera has it or your computer has it. I recently bought the GFX 100. Jealous! I want it with the 110 and the 63. Love the system. I'm looking to maybe buy the X100V camera for everyday travel. What are your thoughts? The X100V I think was the one I was looking at for a while now. I can't remember which one that is. It's the one with the built-in lens on it. Yeah, so good. I love all these little cameras. Fuji is so good about like making, I don't know, it's just, it feels like film. It still feels like film, and it's really nice to shoot with. I would totally get with it. It has a 23 on it. Yeah, 23 f2 lens on it. I don't know much about it, but I would say just get one. We can upload files. Yes, you can. I'm editing y'all's files. Here's the link here. Let's see specs. JPEG RAW, CMOS sensor, the same 26 megapixels, 23 f2, which is 35 focal length, which is great. Up to 4000 shutter, which is awesome. That's about the same as the XT30. All this is basically the same. Yeah, mechanical shutter, 11 frames a second. That's pretty good actually. Self timer, panorama. It does 4K 30, which is still awesome as well. Built-in microphone, external microphone. I mean, yeah, this is solid. I would cop one of these real quick. It's only like $1,400. This is a great carry around. Looks like a film camera, so people will leave you alone. They're like, what are you doing? Shooting film? Yes. Or I hate when I'm at weddings and I'm like, what are you shooting film? They'll be like, what camera do you use? And they'll be like, oh cool, is that mirrorless? I'll be like, yeah. They're like, oh, Sony? And I'm like, Fujifilm. And they're like, oh, film? And I'm like, no, it's Fujifilm, guys. Neff. Good old Nikon. Ooh, that Sigma art lens. I love those lenses. When I was on Canon, the Sigma art lenses were like my jam. EOSR images inbound. Ambassador for Fuji? Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I'm in there. We did it. Where did there is a link. I'll share the link with y'all. This is when they made their announcement of all their new Fujifilm creators. Mark Swan uploaded photos. What's up, John? Respect from Virginia, close to home. On July 17th, I registered with the state. Cooperation with state with my photography business. Awesome, congrats. I uploaded some shots I took this weekend with the X-T4. Awesome. Submitted some photos. Should be interesting because my photos need some work. Your photos are probably fine. I just I downloaded some. I need to download some more. Y'all are in here going fast. There's so many files. So many files I can't keep up. Let's see, extract. Oh, this is another hard one where it's like, I want to black and white this, but this purple is nice. Yeah, this is black and white, y'all. I'm a Canon shooter, but I am so close to buying an X-T4. If I were to buy one lens for the X-T4, what should it be? Please recommend. Probably the 35 f2, because it's cheap. That's why I love those f2 lenses, because they're like $600-700. So it's a great place to start, where you're not like sitting there like, oh, now I gotta get these lenses and I have to like pay like all this money just to get a new lens. Like $600 is not so bad for a nice prime lens. My order shipped. What order was that? It's my Atomos Ninja 5. Is it? Is it? It is. I should be getting it this week, it looks like. How great. Let's see these new files. In another editing session, you should do a quick fix to an epic fail photo session. That would be interesting to watch. I don't think I'll regret spending $400 on 35. Yeah, the 35 f2 is like such a great place to start. It really is. I regret spending $2,000 on the camera. Because that was the biggest thing for me. For me, it was like, okay, I can switch systems and maybe I'll lose some depth of field and whatever. But a majority of the lenses that are pretty good are literally around like $800. And as a like wedding photographer, it was just like, well, I'd rather save my money. This is great. Who's this expecting? Is that you just dropping news in the YouTube like bam? Look at y'all. Wait. Congrats. Is this like your first? Babies are so fun. So this is nice because it's lit pretty well with CR2, so like a Canon something. Rebel T7i, those Rebels be in there. So that was the natural fills right there. Bring those shadows up a little bit. Yeah, congrats. Babies, 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 babies. Yeah, the only thing I see personally going on. Oh wow, none of this works. The only thing I see going on with these shots is just the ISO is like so high. Also, it's a JPEG, so I can only do but so much to it. As as far as white balance is concerned and stuff. Oh, maybe that's why this isn't working totally, because it's a JPEG. Got some good old JPEGs. What camera is this? XT4. So these also aren't going to have as much range as far as editing, but this would be a good look at how the natural field does with a JPEG. Because if you have everything looking pretty well in camera, it actually does pretty well on JPEGs as well. The biggest problem is if your white balance is off. So like this is a great example. This looked good in camera, so we were able to get a decent look on the edit, even though it was a JPEG. Like if it was anything else, it wouldn't have worked, but you see it looks pretty generally good. That was my announcement. I already announced it. Congrats. Like this one may be a little bit harder because it's so dark. Nope, this one's fine too. You see how Fuji just, even the JPEGs are so good. Is this really a JPEG? I can't tell. Now I'm like lost. I think it is. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's definitely a JPEG. This will be our first. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, babies are a fun time. We're over here 3 deep. It's a good time. What's it? Apex Legends? I used to play. I used to be okay. Oh, Predator. Nice. That's a pretty good cosplay, actually. Wait, why are these all JPEGs? Am I missing something? Or are y'all just submitting JPEGs now to see how they do? Yeah, see, if it looks good in camera, the natural fills preset will do okay with a JPEG. Seems all great things with Canon. You'll have to throw 2K. Still releasing these for Capture One? I am. I'm still working on it currently. I'm not fully happy with the way they look just yet, but I'm so close. I didn't shoot raw. That's fine. They still look good. I mean, you almost can't tell. What is this? CR2, so Canon Mark II. What lens was this? $300. Yeah, I was like, that's definitely a long. Clean up this ISO a little bit. Can't wait for the Capture One. Yeah, everyone is like hype. I'm trying to get those done soon. Here's the before and after on that one. Exposure a little bit. Let me download this again because I think they'll put some new ones in there. So many photos coming in, I can't even keep up with them no more. This is that same 300, yep. Oh, look at that little cutie. Add 2:1. Yep, I like it right about in there. Your style is so clean, clear and clean on the natural fills. Hence the excitement. Yes. Yeah, it's the Capture One version is looking very, very close. Very close. Oh yeah, see, so I have a Canon version of my black and white that I use sometimes when I have a second shooter. Yeah, this one needed to be black and white. These are great photos. I love the like texture of this one. Did I switch the camera profile to Canon on this one? I did not. There we go. So many good photos. Oh, did I catch up and edit most all of them? Yeah, that's the hardest thing, especially with this photo particularly, since it's in JPEG. There's just a lot of white balance control that I don't have. And like, especially on the skin tones, it's just way too orange, but I can't really fix it. But I mean, that doesn't look horrible. Yeah, this was XT4 35F2. This is exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, these JPEGs came out looking pretty good. JPEGs usually don't do so well being edited, but those look great. Just uploaded from a wedding this past weekend. First wedding since everything went down. Oh, there's Mark in the house. Thanks so much for editing my photos. That is my cat, Trip, who is constantly being taunted by Chip. Yeah, I think that's my favorite photo out of all of them. This is really nice. I love that. Let's hit some of these photos from Sir Mark. So this is also some more EOS R. Ah, what lens is this? It doesn't even say. What is it, an adapted lens? So the camera doesn't know. Is there tilt shift on this? What is happening? Is that tilt shift? What am I looking at? I hate this kind of stuff. When you have like a great shot and someone decides to put down something somewhere, you're just like, now I gotta come in here and we gotta pull the thing in. Boom. Like it never was there. Hold on. That other line is in the way. Too many lines. Here it goes, right about here. There. Uh-oh. Where can we pick up these presets? I got them on my website. See, yeah, Photoshop would have been able to handle this a little bit better. I almost think they purposely made Lightroom not as good. Or actually, I think I have don't I have a thing? Nope, I guess not. Oh, it worked. Yeah. That's the link to the preset right there. So hit this off with that auto white balance. Make sure this is Canon. Oh, it doesn't know what it is. Is Lightroom not? It doesn't, oh, because it doesn't see the lens. It's like, what is this? I don't understand. Yes, I love the 35 f2. Thanks for editing my shots. No problem. Yeah, I tend to be very, very fast with the editing. But again, that's the whole wedding photographer in me. I don't want to sit around and nitpick photos too much. Actually, I think I'd like this better in black and white. Why does this look so tilt shifty to me? What lenses? What sorcery? Oh, Helios 40, that's what it is. That's why it looks almost tilt shift. Yeah, I think I like this one black and white better now that I'm looking at it. Just with all the like industrial stuff around and just brick and things. Yeah. I am up and come in black and white photography on Instagram. Awesome. Is this all the Helios? This thing looks crazy. Look at that bokeh. It's like blowing my mind. I don't understand what I'm looking at. All 6 with the Helios. Yeah, this is crazy. It almost looks like a tilt shift because of the way the bokeh looks. Where do we submit photos? I had a link floating around. Oops. Copy. Yeah, the swirly bokeh is like, it's got me over here feeling crazy. Black and white, definitely. This whole session, just because they're in like a suit and the dress. What color was the dress? Blue? Oh, it is black. Yeah. It lends so much to black and white. Bokeh bomber. Cute session. Oh yeah, look at whoa, bokeh. Ah! My face. That's what I feel like looking at these photos. Just like, ah. Yep, black and white. Yeah. Wow. Yo, I'm about to grab one of these lenses because it looks almost like a tilt shift. These are awesome. What lens is the, what did they say, the Helios? That's one of my favorite sessions to date. Yeah, this is, you can just tell it was an overall really good session. Helios 44. Oh, 58 mil. So yeah, so yet again, my whole process would be, I would export these at this point. If I was doing it on a website or Instagram, we do 2500 pixels on the long side, resolution 72, export it to exposure. Hopefully exporting won't kill my stream, but it usually does. It can't handle streaming and exporting at the same time. But it looks like we did it this time. Yeah. I'm learning so much in a quick time. All while I'm editing. Awesome. Oh, this looks good, bro. Yeah, I love the way it gives it like a tilt shifty kind of feel. So I have the grain and black and white sharpening. I like my grain heavier on my black and whites. So I would go in and I add that to my photos. Generally when I'm doing like, so I export, let's say a whole wedding section, what I would do is highlight everything, add my sharpening and grain for my normal photos, and then go back in and add the black and white grain and sharpening to just those photos. You see it's kind of like a heavier grain. And then that would be my finished edit right there. Yeah, that looks good. This looks so good. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I love the way those black and whites look. Yep, and then I would save it basically from exposure, and then that'd be the final JPEG. Use exposure for just sharpening grain. Yeah, that's all I use it for. So I don't do any sharpening or grain inside of Lightroom. Also, Reggie in the house. Got Team Fuji ambassadors in here. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to watch your video yet, but I need to hit you up because I'm gonna make a video as well. And I wanna also shout you out in my video. And what else? Who else was new in here? Did I get all the photos? Now we're up to 44 files. Let's grab some more. We're on a roll, just go ahead. I didn't even watch you know, like when you edit a video and you're just like, I don't even know what it is. I just made it, I guess. Man, I'm gonna need this kind of content every time I work from home. So if I have like a big project I need to go ahead and finish up, what is this, Raf? Fuji. It's nice because I can just hop on a live stream and be like, hi friends, help me finish editing. I think that's good there. Let's see. Extract all. Do a collab live stream? That'd be hype. I'm all for it. Let's see what we have new here. Xavier dropping a couple more. There's Dave. Let's import these. Stream health is looking good for once. Oh wow, look at this. XT2 in the house. Straight in this horizon. So here's natural feels. Ooh, that black and white though. So usually when I have like landscapes and things, I'll turn up the clarity some. Yeah, this in black and white though. John, I remember watching one of your older videos where you use sharpening on the iPad, Lightroom sharpening 100, radius 1.9, detail 0, masking 100. That's still a good Fuji option. It is. The detailing stuff, which I learned from Reggie, the detail was what was really creating a lot of the worms. So that would be the biggest thing you'd want to focus on, is watching out for the details. But the sharpening is fine as long as you don't have too much detail in there. Good old Mark IV with an 85. Is that the 85L? It is. And then we'll auto white balance to see where it puts it, and that feels good. So they're kind of backlit here. So first off, let me center this up just a little bit. And then I'm gonna paint some shadow save on them again. I have shadow save plus just to be extra. Can't see it, so I need my mask. So many photos, y'all. So many submissions. So yeah, this is a Canon file. Yeah, so the Mark IV, funny enough, was the camera that made me switch to Fuji. Cause I was shooting weddings on the 6D, which only had 1 card slot. And it was fine, but I was starting to get like, okay, I need 2 card slots, and I was waiting to see if the 6D Mark II would have 2, and it didn't. Oh, actually that Shadow Save Plus works well. Actually, I can probably... So then what ended up happening was, yeah, the Mark IV came out, and it was just so expensive, and I was like, I can't do this. And then my mentor was like, hey, try out this Fuji. And I fell in love, and here I am now with Fuji. I think this might need either magenta or warmth. There's a little something missing here. It's also just a little, it's a little too exposed. But yeah, here's this edit. There's that with the natural fills. Detail slider is tailored for traditional sensors. It doesn't play well with X-Trans. Yep. Reggie knows his Lightroom sharpening. I was like, forget it. I'm not even gonna, I'll sharpen it at the JPEG stage and call it a day. So these photos are in the same scene basically. It looks like David here just walked up closer to them. So I'm gonna sync the settings because they should be about the same. Yeah, and then if anything, the exposure just needs to change a little bit. Yep, nice and sharp, looking good. Thanks for the stream and giving us some of your knowledge. I'm about to head out. Awesome, thanks for hanging out in the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. What's this? Disco party? This would also be cool as a black and white, but then you lose like kind of the whole point with all these cool lights going on. So let's see what we can do. Keep these shadows low. This thing is not straight. But yeah, personally, I would black and white this. And I mean, you still get kind of the cool light stuff going on. Yeah, I like this as a black and white much better. Y'all can kind of judge them side by side there, but I like it as a black and white way better. I kind of feel encouraged to challenge you with more difficult pictures. Like, keep getting pictures that are just like the worst of photos. Can you save this photo? Most of the sky's blown out-ish, but it should be able to be saved. Try and hit it with auto white balance, yeah. Unicycle. Oh, look at that deer. Yeah, that black and white is good. The black and white's happening. I feel like it really brings out too, like, the people. It just kind of brings out the whole scene a little bit more, I think. Another raft. We got a bunch of Fuji people in here. That's cool, I like it. Need some more magenta. I don't like green. I have some kind of hate relationship with green. I don't know what my issue is. What? I thought I picked this other one. Yep, I like my photos cool. I don't like green. That's a little too cool though. I messed up, y'all. Here we go. That's better. More photos. I'm gonna get these new ones in a minute. Yeah, this is great stuff, y'all. Yo, I'm over here powerhousing through these photos. This needs to be warmed up. The skin tone was like all off. That's usually the thing. If your skin tones are totally off, then that's where you need to fix it. Gotta go. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, Tillman, for hanging out. Thank you as another Fuji ambassador for hanging out in here. It's great to meet you. Hopefully we'll keep in touch. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep deleting the one and then downloading everything because it's easier for my soul. But I am gonna stop after this, so if your submission is not in this group, I'm sorry, but I am gonna do an actual stream like this again where I edit through all the photos so y'all can see it twice, or maybe you can submit more photos or just whatever. I better stop. I don't want to annoy you. Xavier just keeps being like, here's a photo, here's a photo, here's a photo. I have other things I have to do. I still am a wedding photographer, so I have clients I have to email back and all that kind of stuff, so. Extract all. This will be our last little set. Let's see what's new in here. Oh, Allie threw some more in there from that beach session. Oh yeah, there's a bunch. This is good stuff. Good stuff. This is, see, you can just, I don't know, something about the way the light falls on stuff, you can just know, like, this is black and white. There's no question. I just looked at the photo and it needs to be black and white. That's just what it is. With all of this, like, I don't know if those are like fireworks or smoke bombs or something, but And then just the way the shadows are falling, this just feels like it should be black and white. So, and the biggest thing for me here is the smoke is nice and I don't want to blow it out, so I'm just pulling the shadows up so that I don't overexpose everything. May even crop in on it a bit. Move it over this way. Excuse me, there's that before and after. Actually, the shadows are too high. I love the motion in this too. The framing of it's really nice for the motion. Good stuff. What is this? CR2, so a good old school Canon. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Before and after, it looks the same. You haven't edited it yet. What am I doing? Getting this here. Let's hit it off with some auto. This is Canon. It's too much magenta. And then add some warmth. Oh, and we'll shadow up a little bit. And this is probably where I would leave it ish. Oh, sorry, I thought we had to put in the raw files. Oh, the name? No, this looks great. Yeah, that's probably where I would sit this one. So that's the before and after with the natural fills there. Yeah, no, I like the raw files. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Editing JPEGs is cool, but they just don't work. They don't work for me. Hey, good old New York. I miss it. I wanted to say this was Hoboken, but now that I think about it, I don't know where this is. Oh, I guess you're on a ferry. Because this is Hoboken right here on the left. Because I used to have to travel through there to get home because I was living in New Jersey for a while. Oh, come on, Lightroom. Did someone ever tell you you have a really cool haircut? Thanks. Not really. Oh, I mean, yeah. My hair is always like a fun center point. I used to dye it a lot and stuff, so I feel like if I auto, it's gonna mess it. Oh no, that works. The stream is very informative. Awesome. I'm glad you all are learning some. So I like to pull my clarity whenever I have landscape. I put the clarity up. That looks like a bird and it's just distracting because it looks like a speck or something, so I usually get rid of that. I don't know what camera this is, but it looked like the focus was off a little bit. I couldn't tell. Like something about the photo looks a little muddy and I'm not sure what it is. Or that could be just because I'm looking at a smart preview. So something like this, what I would do with a photo like this, so we talked about how I export before. One cool thing I like about Exposure is they have added things for adding like bokeh and stuff. Oh yeah, that was just the smart preview. So I would come in here, I would add my sharpening and grain. So here's my sharpening and grain, and then they have this option for bokeh, and you can do like little fake tilt shift. So I made some presets for that. And so see, I can pick where the center part is and then how wide the like shift is, and I try to make it look as natural as possible. Because sometimes people do stuff like this and it just looks stupid because it's like, okay. Come on, let's see if we can pull it back in a little bit. Yeah. So then I get that little kind of tilt shift blur going, and on something this wide, it looks nice. It looks like it fits in with the photo a little bit. The previous photo was on my 80D. I sold it to get XT4. Nice. Just confirmed my rental of the R5 for a wedding video. Yeah. So yeah, this would be the finished. I would add some tilt shift in like that, which kind of works on a wider shot like this. These are great. So this is definitely some off-camera flash. Look at the separation because of the flash, so good. CR2, so 5D Mark III. So here was a question I get a lot too. Nope, Lightroom, I don't know what you were doing. Is if the natural fills looks good on like off-camera flash stuff, and yeah, it usually is fine. Hey, that's my image. Yep, off-camera flash. You can definitely tell she's nice and lit, separated from the background. I think the white balance is good here. Yet again, I like a cool edit. I love the way this photo is lit. Yeah, this is some good. If you could get rid of these people in the back, it'd be solid. I just realized I'll have the R6 by the time that wedding rolls around, so we'll effectively cover the wedding with R5 and R6. It's like when you rent a camera for but you have another one coming anyway, and you're like, oops, my bad. What is this? Go away. So the one thing here that I'm not doing, which it feels like these photos are more for, is definitely hitting it off with some more editing as far as like skin and stuff. You know, like if I was cleaning this up for some fashion stuff, you'd want to come in here and, you know, frequency separation and all that stuff, but I don't do a lot of that. So at most I come in and like clean up the face a little bit and maybe add some skin smoothing, but that's about it. But yeah, like a photo like this is where I would start coming in and like photoshopping stuff. Because Lightroom is not gonna effectively like, it's just not gonna do it well. Lightroom does this stupid thing, you see that? Why? Why? I really do think they purposely made Lightroom not able to do cloning stuff as well, just so they can justify Photoshop. Because they're like, let's not like eat our own market by being like, Lightroom can do everything Photoshop can do, so there's no point. Unless you want like layers and stuff, but yeah, I rented an XT30, but found out a great deal on XT3 and bought it, and it arrived on the same day. And it's just like, well, there it is. Yeah, let me show you my process if I'm getting a little bit more extra about a photo. So I would come in, I would skin smooth this. I would put my preset on it, do all the edits that I felt needed to be done in Lightroom. So yet again, I do mainly sit in Lightroom, and that was a question someone asked earlier. They said, what's the percentage of Photoshop? And it's literally, I'd say like 5%, maybe, if even. I'm like never in Photoshop, ever. Because especially again, as a wedding photographer, it's not beneficial to you to sit there inside of photos trying to make them perfect. you know, a fashion photographer, you're delivering like 10 photos or something, and they're gonna be in print and magazines. So like that stuff, yes, you want to go through and make them perfect by every inch. But with wedding photography, you know, maybe some of the big shots or the like bridal shots, like the main shots, it makes sense there, and then everything else is like you're just wasting your time. So I like where this is, and generally what I'll do at this point is right click it and edit in, and then Photoshop. And I just want to remove that background stuff because it's too much. It's distracting. It's all in the way. What's left for the Y is a dolly pull away from the sky. So here is Photoshop. This is the newest Photoshop, Photoshop 2020, which I think works along with the iPad version or the iOS version. And then now that I'm in here, no, you're not gonna let me. That's not how you zoom. No. What? Oh, I'm not on a Mac. Good job. You're doing the wrong key commands. Oh, have y'all seen the object select tool? This thing is stupid. Look at that. It kind of messed up here, but it's ridiculous. It's like, bloop, is that what you wanted? Is this what you were thinking about? Do they have a lasso version? They do. Will it like, oh, what? That's fine. Fill. Boom. Boom. Oh no, that little edge is all messed up. See, y'all gonna make me do this the normal way, so I'll lasso around whatever I want to get rid of. Usually you hit delete, yeah, and it does content aware fill, and I just let Photoshop take care of that. Bloop, there it goes. Stuff like this is super easy. Photoshop can handle this, it's no problem. Bloop. Also, there's just all this sky in the background, so it's like, the reason I do lasso too is just to make sure that Photoshop doesn't do anything weird. Come on, bro. Because sometimes when you're trying to do content aware fill for a large area, Photoshop just, I don't know, it's like, you mean all these parts here? And you're like, no, what are you doing? So it keeps it kind of in a controlled area when you lasso closer around what you want to get rid of. See, like stuff like that. And then I can come in and clone it. Because yet again, doing it yourself is always the best option. And there's Photoshop masters out there probably looking at my work process being like, bro, why? You're so bad at Photoshop. And yes, I am. I'm the worst. Oops. There, and I'm happy with that. Because yet again, I'm not a Photoshop master. It's kind of weird on her hand, you can kind of see it. If I was gonna sit here and really nitpick it, I could get it a little bit better, but whatever. There, nice clean version. And then after I've done that, I'll go in and export it from Lightroom that goes back into exposure. Yeah, so those are those two versions there. And it cleans up everything. That had too much going on in the background, so now it's like a nice shot. That's exactly what I say. Adobe purposely did that so it forces you to use Photoshop. I swear they do it. I swear they do it. Because Lightroom's not bad. Like, I could, as a photographer mainly, who doesn't do any like frequency separation or anything, I can do everything I need to do in Lightroom. But some of the tools they just don't. They're like, nope, sorry. What would make sense here and is easy for Photoshop to do, I just can't handle. And you're like, okay, Lightroom, thanks for leaving me hanging. Yeah, no, these are great shots. Uh-oh. That's not right. But yeah, that's generally my editing process, especially as a wedding photographer. I'll come in, clean up some stuff on the face if it stands out too much in a photo, and then on to the next one, because I'm editing thousands of photos. Like, I can't sit here and be like, well, why Lightroom instead of CC? So CC is like, it's like the easy version of Lightroom. As of right now, it still doesn't have all of the contents of Classic. However, it's definitely starting to get there and get much better. And with its conjunction with like using it on an iPad or something, in my opinion, it is going to be the future. So if you don't know CC, I would say learn it, because they're gonna get rid of Classic at some point. So yeah, using the healing tool, it just helps clean up stuff. So any like very large bumps that are just blatantly obvious, it cleans that up a little bit, but it's definitely not as good as frequency separation at all. I actually personally don't do it enough, so I need to practice frequency separation. So that's something I need to get better at personally. So that yellow tint you see at the side of the image, I put a leaf next to the lens to get that effect. Nice. I always love that nice foreground blur. But yeah, see, like that cleans it up enough that it's like better. This little spot right here stood out. Yeah. And this, I like doing it this way instead of frequency separation, because it still looks like normal skin. Frequency separation, sometimes it just looks, it's like too perfect. Like your skin wouldn't look like that. And obviously for magazines and stuff, that's what they want. That's like the point. But for me, especially with wedding photography, I like to keep my couples looking, you know, like themselves, but a nice cleaned up photo version of themselves. But yeah, I actually like this one as a black and white. Just the contrast is kind of added from that leaf on the side. Love frequency separation, great for skin, but also for clothes. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know why. It's because the light coming in on the right here, and then this kind of shadowy darkness is why I immediately black and whited this. Yeah, these are great photos. Thanks for sharing. So this is a JPEG in black and white, it looks like. So I can't really do anything to this. I guess I could throw another black and white on black and white. Here's another shot from Allie. Oh, nice. This is just like the landscape and stuff. Yeah, this is all great stuff. I need to get back over to the West Coast again. So good. Oh, who is this? Oh, another one from Matthew. Oh, look at this long shutter. So this is too green, so throw some magenta back in there. Pull that clarity up some. This one also might work as a tilt shift. I don't know though. Sorry, wrong click. I have the raw. Maybe next time. No problem. So this is another photo where, like, you know, this person here is kind of distracting. And that obviously looks like a clone, but I think it passes enough. This person also kind of messes up the shot. And I've always found that I'm able to, for the most part, do this in just in Lightroom alone. It's not as clean as it would be as if it was Photoshop, but I mean, you know what I mean? No one's looking at that. No one saw that. I never knew you could use frequency separation on clothes. Yeah, actually you said that and I was like, oh, maybe I should go, because that's actually a good point. That's probably the best point, honestly. Yeah, this is good stuff. Great stuff, y'all. Y'all got some good photos in here. Thank you for submitting such awesome work. Let's get all these good portrait orientation photos. Look at that, so good. And see, that's the biggest thing for me too. You see how like the natural fills preset is very similar across cameras. Like these all look the same edit. You're not gonna look at these and be like, oh, that's clearly this camera and that's clearly that camera. And that's what I was going for. It helps me edit all of my work and all my second photographers, even if they're using different camera systems as well. Which is why I'm so partial and love the preset, and it's literally my preset. Like, I'm not really, you know, I'm not selling something that's not something I personally use. So it's a life changer. It helps with women's dresses, fix bridesmaids dresses, smooth them out and stuff. Yeah, that's a good point, because sometimes you run into some weird dress wonkiness and it's just like super annoying. Great stuff. I'm actually going to export these real quick and I'll show y'all that export process again one more time. Even this, look at this JPEG. So good. But yeah, Fuji has a clear look to it. You can definitely tell this is a Fuji. The bokeh has a very specific look to it. So again, my export process is taking the stuff, exporting it from here. We'll do full resolution this time and we'll see if the computer can handle it. So no resize the fit, resolution is 300. That's what I do when I export to deliver to my clients. I do sharpening for screen low, and then I have it open up an exposure to apply my sharpening and my grain that way. I think I took that one with the 16 to 80. Good depth of field for f4. Oh wow, yeah, that's really good. I'm just gonna overwrite these other ones. The encoder is struggling, because exporting and streaming at the same time is kind of rough. So yeah, here's the full file. And generally what I do again, because I'll export like 60, 70 photos. I highlight everything, put my normal sharpening grain. So that's my sharpening grain for my color. And then I'll go through and check each file, make sure they look fine. And then when I hit the black and whites, I'll put in the black and white sharpening and grain. And so here's the before and after before the sharpening and grain. It adds the tiniest bit of contrast. I don't know if y'all can see the difference. It's hard to see. And then there's also some grain in there, and it sharpens everything up. So yeah, I do my sharpening at the JPEG stage. Yeah, just a little bit of added contrast. Here's this black and white, so there's the black and white sharpening and grain. to make it super grainy. The before and after is pretty drastic on the black and whites. I can't get over how this looks like a tilt shift shot. There's that before and after again. Yeah, this looks great. This Sony shot from Ben, that's good stuff. So good. This was already like super sharp coming out the camera, so there's this EOS R. This looks so good. I love this shot. This is great. Why at the JPEG stage? Mainly because it's the whole worms thing with the Fuji stuff, and then I just got used to doing it in general, and I like it. I just feel like it works better. So I tend to sharpen at the JPEG stage. Cause then you're clearly like sharpening only the lines, and like they're clearly crisper. Even some of these shots, like you could tilt shift this one too if you wanted to. I feel like it works better on wider shots. So see, first you pick where your bokeh is. So you see exposures being like, okay, in this circle in the middle is where it's not gonna be blurred, and then everything else outside of it. So you can choose where you want your focus. So that's kind of how this works. So what I did was I usually use this version, which is more like a tilt shift with the up and down kind of top and bottom blur. And I have a preset that I made for the blur. Oops. And then from there, you can choose how wide you want it to be. And I've usually found that for the bottom of it, it needs to be like right around where their feet are gonna be. Just barely kind of blurring out that little bottom section. And that's what helps it look a little bit more natural. See how like I'm just grabbing this like little half piece on the bottom, keeping them way in focus, and then here's the blur at the top. It mainly works with wide shots though. Like close-ups, I mean, I guess you could use it on the close-up, but or like this shot already has it going on, so like if I wanted to do it, I could just same thing, come in here and apply the pick the area for it. Bring it in like that. Actually, let's pull it down just a bit. So yeah, and give it like a clearly obvious bokeh or a tilt shift kind of look. Yeah, these look good, y'all. These are great photos. Thank you for sharing. Maybe we'll do it on this one too. Go ahead and get drastic tilt shift on everything. Fake tilt shift. Everywhere. Tilt shift. Everywhere. Do it. Do it. It's a little drastic sometimes, but whatever. It can look cool when it's used well. Sometimes it's just like, okay, bro. That's enough. You can calm that down. But yeah, these look awesome. And then yeah, then you save it and that's it. saves, and then I have all that. Looks weird on the cave. Yeah, it does kind of look weird on the cave. I did it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stick with it, but I don't really like the way it looks. Don't really like the way it looks at all. But you know, it's whatever. Alright folks, so that's gonna be it for me for today. Gonna end it off, gonna eat some lunch, gonna finish up some emails, do all the great other work. Since I'm full-time at this now, I have to place it between YouTube and also doing client work and wedding photography. So thanks again for hanging out. I hope you all enjoyed all the photos, and don't forget to pick up the Natural Fills preset pack if you haven't yet for Lightroom. The Capture One is coming. The Capture One preset is coming soon as well. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you again for all the congrats on the Fuji Ambassador. Hopefully we'll see some really cool Fuji stuff from that. And yeah, I will catch you all next time. Thanks again. All right.